Then red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Oh, we've started? Okay, this is
We
a Three
are
Grandmas podcast. Welcome
Oh.
to... Now,
Yeah.
now, here's the thing. So, originally this was pitched as a yapping about movies, but this is a movie that came out this year, so it's a kind of a Brave the Cinema, sort of. So
We're
that's why I
yapping
put
about
on
the
the
cinema.
yapping about braving the cinema
Yeah.
to see a movie on our TV that called
Yeah.
Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. It came out this year. It came out in January, if I'm not mistaken, but let me check. It says 2025 film. I mean, I think it premiered
It released in
yeah,
Australia definitely later.
Yeah, it premiered at South by Southwest last year in March, and then came out in February this year. So this is a movie based on a show, based on a web series. So it started off as a web series called Nirvana the Band, spelt with one N, and I suppose that they were worried about getting clapped by copyright infringement, so they changed the name to Nirvana with a double N, the band, the show, which is a fantastic show that I was put onto by Mr. Joey Q, Joseph Quadara here. And now this is a movie based on the show. And I feel like this is a movie that's kind of been a long time coming. Matt Johnson, after the show kind of went on his run of films, I was very impressed by Blackberry.
Yes.
One of my favorite biopics.
Definitely.
It's not really a biopic, is it? It's more like
it's
because
interesting.
There's been a few movies like it recently. Like there was that Air movie that was about the Air Jordan. I think
there was a Tetris one.
There was a Tetris one. That one was actually pretty funny. Yeah, the Tetris one was actually pretty funny. And there was
Gotti.
we don't talk about Gotti.
Gotti and its Pitbull soundtrack.
The critics put out the hit.
Okay. Let's get back on track.
No. But there was another one that came out that was about the was it Furbies? Was there a Furbies movie? Or
I think so.
Not Furbies. No, Beanie Babies. The Beanie Babies.
Something along those lines.
There was a Beanie Babies movie that kind of like it's basically a product. Yeah, there was a Beanie Babies movie. And there was a McDonald's movie, The Founder.
What?
Well, I guess
which was the Founder.
Yeah. But there's kind of been like this product biopic sort of thing where it's about a product, which I find a kind of bit detestable. But BlackBerry kind of flipped it on its head and kind of showed how fucking ridiculous like the BlackBerry was and like the inception of it and where it went.
Yeah,
it was
BlackBerry paints a picture in that film of showing like a friendship slowly going under and how like a business slowly like eases out the human element. And I think that was one of my favorite parts about it is how it's not even necessarily like realistic, right? Like towards what actually happened, but Johnson reframes it around this like early 90s tech startup thing where you get to see them at their lowest playing like games on their PCs and all just like having a great time. And you slowly watch it escalate as more business gets introduced, people get fired. And I think what separates a lot of these brand movies, which can be pretty bad, BlackBerry had a really human-centric focused story. Like it was less about the phone and more about what the building of the phone did to these people and how it changed their lives. And I thought it was just, it had much more of a human element, and I really liked it and appreciated it for that.
And it was really funny as well.
It was funny as well. It had that signature Johnson, this is a thing from a movie. Oh, look, it's the Goonies. It's black. It's like his classic.
Yeah, but he's kind of making fun of that. Like,
that's what's so good about Johnson is he comes very close to this could be cringe reference stuff. Just like, oh, look at that. But he kind of always frames his characters as being obsessed with that culture. So it's less...
that's what's funny about it.
Yeah, and it makes it funny because it's like the ridiculousness of it. And especially in this film, right?
Yeah.
It's at its highest in this film, I think.
Like Matt, I could imagine like the character in this movie, Matt Johnson, his version of himself in this movie. I could imagine him writing Ready Player One and being like super proud of it and happy about it. I love like both of these guys, Jay McCarroll and
they're
Matt
complete
Johnson.
morons, but they're really endearing. Like,
I just wanted to know, Tom, had you heard of Nirvana the band, the show? I was about to say the movie, but had you heard about the show before the movie came out?
No, I heard about the movie just because of the absurd title, which is ridiculous, but it's only ridiculous because I don't know what it is. But it makes sense, when it's the movie of the show. But I haven't heard anything. I just heard the name one day about the movie, and I'm like, the hell is that?
What's this about? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Well, this show probably would have like completely gone under the radar for me if Joey hadn't pointed it out to me. But it does have like a dedicated fan base. Like it's got a cult following, but again, it wasn't really like picked up by a big studio or anything. Because it started off as a web series, and then who distributed it? What was it shown on?
Well, the web series, I believe, obviously just the internet, and then Viceland picked them up for 3 seasons, which they released 2, and they shot the 3rd one, but that still hasn't been released because of some terrible like business stuff, behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, Viceland distributed the show, and then Neon distributed the film. Which go Neon, they've been doing good stuff lately.
They're kind of been outdoing A24 a lot lately.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they've won the last like 9 Palme d'Or awards or something like that, or is it not Sundance? It's one of them. Anyway, there's one festival where they've won the last like 9 big prizes.
Like they've been doing very well for themselves.
Yeah, they've got really good quality control over there. But no, I was excited for this movie, basically just because I really liked the show. The show was really funny. And while they were advertising it, I didn't realize until like I read the synopsis when we were going to do this episode, what the movie was actually going to be about. And I was I was shocked that they went this direction, but it completely makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of a perfect movie to go in having no idea what you're going to see. Like, that's what I like about it. It's based off an obscure web series and a TV show no one's heard of. But you can go into this movie not knowing anything about it and walk away being like, that was still amazing. And it really introduces you to the characters quite well.
Yeah, I want to know, Time, if that's the case. Because you haven't seen the show, am I correct? Or did you end up watching a few episodes before? Okay. How did you feel it did establishing, like, everything and kind of the premise?
They show you that beginning part, which I'm assuming is from the show. And I feel like that's all you need. That's what you get. You can already tell they're friends. You can already tell they have a tight bond, and then it just starts from there. And it's like 20 years, whatever it was later. I don't feel like I was lost. There's some stuff that I think maybe like in the moment I was like, that's probably from something, but like it wasn't like, well, I'm lost. I better turn this off now. I don't get it. Like I was just like, whatever. I was caught up right away. Watched the movie, and it played out how it played out. There's the only need for me to go watch it now is my interest in what the show was about. Right. You don't need this at all. This is the show to watch a movie. The movie stands by itself perfectly.
Absolutely. Because the main premise of the show, like literally every single episode, the main premise is them trying to execute a plan to get a show at the Rivoli, which is just a random like bar that they
club,
for some reason, club that they've held up to these high standards for some reason, even though it's just some random club that no one actually cares about. But for some reason, it's like a big thing for them, and basically, every single episode is just them executing a plan, and kind of what's funny about the show, not just like them together, they're really funny, like as a duo, but also they execute their plans in public, like not in private. Like everything they do is in public, so you get real reactions from people and stuff.
Was their plan ever just to call the venue and ask for a booking?
Well,
I feel like I remember one of the episodes.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, they do it. It's established in the show that they've been doing this since they were kids. So it makes sense that the only way they think in their heads for them to get a show is they need a big elaborate plan or scheme.
Right.
Let's go in and just ask them. No, that wouldn't work. We're kids. We have to sneak in.
They have to avoid part of the joke is they always avoid that solution. They always find that's part of the thing is they kind of like have blinders on for some reason. But no, they do it in this movie. It's really funny. Like except he does it at another club. And it works like immediately.
Yep.
He's like, oh, that worked.
I got it.
Yeah, he's spinning the phone cord on his speaker.
Yeah. It's really good. But no, I there's a lot in this movie where I was like, jaw on the floor. How the hell did they do that?
Yeah.
I don't know if I haven't read about any of the like production of this movie, Joey. I'm wondering if you have like some insight into how they did some of this stuff. Because there's kind of a few things. There's the like the big set pieces. There's the opening, obviously, where they plan to go up to the top of the CN Tower and skydive.
Skydive.
And they skydive off of that. onto the roof of, and you could like they shoot it through a window, but you can see them on the roof. Like that's not CGI; they're on the roof.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Maybe.
Oh no.
Maybe. Who
It
knows?
looked really good. It looked really good.
If it wasn't, if it was CGI, good work. But
did he really cut the cord? I imagine he cut the cord
that
and
was
then they
crazy.
and then they cut the cameras and went back down, or like I have no idea how they did all of this stuff.
I mean, I guess spoilers if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I mean, this is the opening, but
it's incredible. But the way they did it was they really did go through security, and it just worked. Like they didn't expect that to work.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I knew that was the case. Like I love when the guy's like, "Oh, what are the pliers for?" And he's like, "Oh, just to like cut my pants." And they're just like, "Okay."
Yeah. It's Toronto. They're just nothing happens.
They're chill. They're chill like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're chill like that.
So they get
I love that they're blurred out though, so they didn't want to be in the movie.
Exactly.
I think that's hilarious.
It is great.
Yeah.
So everything up until before he cuts the cord is real, like them going on the edge walk. One of my favorite things about Matt Johnson is like he's been using the same like team since the original web series. So like their VFX guy, Tristan Sarafa, is so talented. Like the amount of things they've done through the show and how good it looks, like this movie really is a culmination of all their skill. So the way they're just extremely good at splicing together footage and recreating sets, which they do a lot of in this movie. So them cutting the cord is like them composed in there, and same with the diving off. But everything up to
I could tell the dive was fake.
Yeah, the dive, of course. Like that is, it still looks great for the budget, but like in the cinema, it worked on me. I was like, oh, this is just, I was immersed.
This is it's part of the story.
It's part of the story. Like, and it's just fun.
Genuinely shocked when because I was like, oh, they're not really there, and then you get you see whatever, and then you see the security footage. I'm like, okay, they're not gonna this whatever. Like they're gonna jump off, and it's gonna be a whole thing, whatever. Like if they do. And then obviously they jump off and it looks, CGI. So it's fine.
Yeah.
But I was genuinely shocked, and my mouth was like, when he cut the cord, and I was like, I don't see anything that's not CGI here. I'm freaking out.
That looked legit. I also want to know the tour guide, not the tour guide, but the guy that like the skydiving expert. Was he an actor or was he just?
No, he just was the guy who had the GoPro on him.
He was so over exaggerated. Like I don't know. I guess that's just the way he does his.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
like,
the job.
He felt
I guess
like a character. He felt like a character. But no, good on him.
Yeah.
But also the roof, when they're on the roof of the
there's definitely no way that was real. That is definitely composition.
It looks so good
though.
Yeah, they're amazing at it. They are really.
I thought they were on that roof.
I was squinting. I was like, I can't see them like these weird movements. Like they look like complete like they're on the roof. I'm like, how the fuck do they film that?
Well, it's all the tricks they do. Like they shoot it handheld and they constantly have it moving, going in and out of focus.
Yeah,
is a great way that they do it.
Yeah,
I'm shooting it through the glass as well. There's just so many little tricks they do to like hide the effects.
Fantastic.
Like, it's a very effects heavy movie, and especially in the second half, which by the time they jump off. Yeah, it's crazy. It's truly like just a culmination of all their skill. You know, through like all their films, they've been doing stuff like this, like Operation Avalanche, another one of Johnson's films. I
need to watch that. I haven't seen it.
There's a scene where like Matt Johnson interacts with old like Stanley Kubrick, and the way they do it is the same kind of composition.
Oh, I see. Like kind of like Forrest Gump sort of thing.
Yeah,
like
sort of. But like the way they do it is just it's so good, and I just love seeing the evolution of it.
Yeah,
and this film is obviously just such a great use of it. Easily,
absolutely.
His best.
Before we move on, real quick, that giant space needle they jump off of and they land on the stadium. That stadium is actually where the Blue Jays play. It's called Rogers Center, and it's actually where the Dodgers won the 2025 World Championship. So,
wow, there you go.
Know that. Of course, you know that.
Saying.
But wait, why would they? So why would they win it in a Canadian? Like that's
when you play
get.
In sports and you have a multi-series, like or multi-game long series, you go back and forth between the stadiums. So you played in LA, or it went Toronto, LA, Toronto. You kept going back and forth.
Okay, but I thought the World Series was completely in the US.
No,
I thought it was a US.
It's called
competition.
the World
Toronto
Series, not the
Toronto
US Series.
Yeah. Toronto plays
they
in
have
Canada, but they have their own team in baseball.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I thought it was like strictly US.
Have two teams, but they only have one now.
Canadians
love hockey.
For them.
Yeah.
They love hockey. They love
What was I going to
sport.
say? So this movie, basically the premise is that they're trying to book a show at the Rivoli.
Mhm.
The plan doesn't work, and Jay's kind of getting disillusioned with the band, right? But then what's his name? Matt. He has an idea. He has a new idea, which is they're going to pretend that they're time travelers, and he's going to deck out the van with a fake
Flux capacitor.
capacitor.
Just copies it straight from the VHS of Back to the Future.
He quickly builds it in 5 minutes. While
I love the shot of the outside of him, like the sparks, like while you can see it inside. It's so goofy.
Yeah, it's
very
fantastic. So yeah, and then basically he mentions the orbits, like he's holding a bottle of orbits, which is apparently a Canadian drink. Joey gave us this info. I'm not going to take credit for knowing this. It is a Canadian drink which has little floaty things in it, and its slogan is "a lightning in a bottle," which he says right out the gate. He's like, lightning in a bottle. Did you know these are orbits? These came out. This might be the last orbits on Earth.
Mhm.
And he spills it on the flux capacitor, the fake flux capacitor, and somehow
He builds the fake flux capacitor. He builds it in the fridge of the RV, and that's where the ore thing is. So it breaks inside of it.
It turns the van into a time machine.
Time machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
DeLorean-esque time machine.
go back in time.
Yep.
Because Jay, he's leaving the band. He's gonna go to this show that he's booked.
Believe it's in Ottawa.
In Ottawa, the other city that's in Canada.
Yes,
Canada
there's only two cities. There's only two cities.
Only two.
Yeah, there's only two cities: Ottawa and Toronto. Whoever said Quebec doesn't exist.
Never heard of it.
Never heard
Montreal?
of it.
Nope. Sorry.
So yeah, he's driving back. Matt's in the van. He fell asleep in the van, and by chance they travel back in time to what year?
2008.
2000 first started.
And it doesn't just magically do. I mean, it does, but he has to hit the correct mileage, like in Back to the Future, for
Exactly the same.
the time-space continuum to transfer him to 2008.
And every single time they always run into a just like
tram,
Back to
yeah.
the Future into a tram, yeah. And he's like, where did that tram come from? That wasn't there. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's what the movie's about. That's the premise. And then they get into shenanigans. Jay. So what happens after that? You guys watched it more recently than I did. I would imagine.
Yeah, so they time traveled to 2008. They realize, and then Matt's immediate first thought is, okay, how can we use this to get a show at the Rivoli? Because it speaks to how that's always what's number one on his mind. You know, Rivoli, ride or die. Yeah. They need to get more orbits because that was the last, the bottle broke. So they have to go back to their old apartment, and they end up running into themselves. And that is
that before or after the movie theater? Where they
there
find
is
out
the
it's
movie theater.
I was going to say.
I was giving more plot synopsis, but if we're talking about jokes, that scene, oh my god!
One of my favorite bits is the way that Matt realizes that they're in 2008.
Yeah, it might have been the biggest laugh in the theater. It was
none of the other indicators speak to him. But then basically they're watching The Hangover in 2008.
First one.
The first one. Who wants
all right, I'll try my best to describe. There's a certain scene in The Hangover where a very awful slur is said. And when it is said in the film, everyone around Matt starts laughing, but he doesn't. And he starts looking around, and he's like,
"Why?
Oh, no!
Oh shit! It's 2008.
It's 2008. Yeah. People found this funny."
But they say it multiple times in the movie. So each time they cut to him, and he's like this. And he's looking around, and they say it again. He's like,
looks at the camera. He's like, "No."
I also love that they're always speaking to the camera guy as well.
Yeah.
He's just a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
But he doesn't say anything the whole time.
Yeah,
there was a bit that was cracking me up so much, and I was explaining it to Flame, and she thought it was so stupid, but I thought it was so funny. And it was the whole listen guys, we're in 2008, the technology doesn't work like that here, that you're gonna look weird, we can't walk around our cameras, you guys can't follow us around. And he's like, okay. And he's like, what about those era specific video cameras, can we use those? And he's like, I guess we can use those.
Yeah. He's like, this
And it's
2008
funny to me.
sequence, which would be very hard to fake.
Unless we had.
Yeah, but I guess we
Very
can't
good.
do it.
So we got to do the we got to do the like it basically looks like 28 days later, like
Yeah,
when they
that was
faked that
so
movie. I love when they zoom out and there's all of the movies from that era, like
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Dark Knight. There's a
like the
BlackBerry
Dark
poster.
Knight. Was
yeah.
Iron
Represent.
Legend there? I think Iron Legend was there. Was there a BlackBerry poster?
Yeah,
Like just for the phone. I
yeah, for the
imagine.
phone.
For the phone, yeah. But no, and then they go to the apartment like you said because they need to retrieve the Orbeez. Why does that keep turning AI tracking on? I don't.
Yeah, why are you going like?
I know, I don't like it. But no, this is the sequence that genuinely had my jaw on the floor. Like, like the CN Tower thing, crazy. But they go to this apartment and they meet their young selves, but they're not CGI de-aged or anything. They're the younger selves, like actually.
They're just acting against their younger selves.
But so did they? Like
All
my
right.
question is, did they then have did they have the foresight that they were going to make this movie like
What Matt Johnson has said
15
on it
years
is
ago?
They never intended to make a movie when they were filming that, right? But they have just such an absurd amount of footage from that time. So they had their editors, Kurt Lobb, I believe, and maybe someone else, go through all the footage and like write down whenever they said something that maybe they could reincorporate or reuse for the time travel. And specifically for the apartment scene, they built their old apartment as an entire set and just shot reversed everything. Like
They rebuilt the apartment.
Yeah, they rebuilt the whole apartment
From scratch. That is...
Yeah, their production designer did that. They did the top of the CN Tower, like the Space Needle thing, CN Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
The
really,
only thing
it's probably my favorite sequence.
The only thing I feel like I could have explained is when Jay was talking to Matt on the couch, and I was like, "That's just." I feel like that's him in real time because he had the hat over his face, so you couldn't see him. That's the only thing.
Like,
but
there's
everything else, I was
tricks
like,
that they do.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. When he walks into the bedroom and then younger Jay wakes up and they have a conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, there's no
Mind-blowing.
way that they had the foresight
Wait,
to do
so
this.
did they do this? So prior to them getting into their apartment, they run into them former selves on the street. Kind of, do they? Is that the same thing? They just had alternate footage.
Yeah,
where they
it's
happened
just-
to look to the side exactly where they were at.
Yeah, that is crazy because that's one of those cases of just like it being really lucky. Like in the original footage,
that was crazy.
they look to the side and they see a poster that has two people that look like them on it.
Oh shit!
So all they did was comp themselves in on the street, and suddenly you have an insane joke that seems like they had insane foresight.
Crazy. They're like, they
And
look
that's
like
a
this. They're
testament.
just, their
That's a
clothes are
testament to their
reversed. That's
and they
crazy.
reversed their clothes.
Because I wanted to go back and watch that scene from the show and see if they were in the background at that point.
That would have been crazy. But
if they just did if for a gag there were just like two guys, like they had two guys dressed up as them. They just comp them in.
Yeah, well, that's the testament
crazy.
to their editors. It's just such creative usage of old footage, and I think that speaks to why this film is so accessible. Is it starts off with you see them much younger, and then you see them older. It really emphasizes their friendship. Like you can tell these guys in real life have been friends making this show for over 20 years at this point. It's it's fantastic.
So, do you think some of the scenes that they've spliced in for the movie that they might have been pulled from season 3 that wasn't released?
I don't know particularly. I don't think so because most of the footage is from like the 2008 sequence and from like more and because season 3 was shot years ago, so they would have looked younger. I feel like most of it is from the original web series, but
because they basically did what they did for Princess Leia in The Rise of Skywalker, right? Where
but
what
much
I'm
better
imagining
and tastefully.
Much better. Yeah. So basically what they did in that movie is like they had like a bunch of unused footage of Princess Leia in The Force Awakens and Last Jedi, and then and they were like, how can we make this dialogue work and fit together in our script?
They did not. And
it's pretty bad, but obviously they didn't have as much footage as these guys had. But no, and then they just kind of like changed her clothes and comped her in with Leia and had her.
It was so noticeable.
I'm guessing that's the same thing, right? Like, so they've like, just
in
gone
theory,
scoured.
it's just a much more refined and better version. Yeah.
Well, I guess my question is like, if they stuck to this Back to the Future idea and then they went through the footage and nothing was going to work, what would they have done? Would they just like
I don't know.
switched it up,
Apparently,
or...
yeah. This movie's been in development for a while, right? And the reason they have an RV is the movie originally was supposed to be a road trip movie, which I believe they shot. That's why they have the RV. But that's the thing with those guys, man. Like, because they're so creative and talented, even if they didn't have all this Back to the Future related stuff, they would still be able to make a plot work and build it around it.
Because that's my theory, is that
I feel like their editors went through the footage and said, here's everything we have, we could totally do a Back to the Future thing with this.
Well, I get the feeling that like Matt Johnson literally did what he did in this movie, and it was like, I've got an idea. Like I reckon he like saw a bottle of Orbits. I keep saying Orbeez.
Orbeez.
Like
Orbeez.
Yeah, Orbits. Like he like saw a bottle of Orbits. He saw the slogan, like a bottle of lightning in it, like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He saw that slogan and was
Who knows, man? Who knows how his mind works?
Like,
maybe he had the idea and then he saw the bottle. Yeah, like that's just like a testament to how creative these guys are.
Yeah, because it just happens to be a Canadian drink that had that like
and it
slogan
really
on
does make it feel like the film feels so overtly Canadian. It's it's like really a love letter to the like Toronto in a lot of ways. And
absolutely,
I really appreciate it. It's great.
They're like. That's just like unbelievable how they did it. Just like, and I love the whole idea that because they do the Back to the Future thing where he writes "Don't open at the Rivoli" on the whiteboard, so then they don't. Like, they listen to the whiteboard.
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
Obviously, did they have that? Because did they have the idea already, or did the whiteboard give them the idea of the Rivoli? Because
maybe that's the thing. There's so many levels to this shit. You don't know, like.
Because the ending kind of implies that he wipes it off, and then that's what leads them to have this like constant plan of going to the Rivoli. Is because he wrote it on the whiteboard.
It like represents, you know, like every time there's a plan on that whiteboard, it's essentially just play the Rivoli, right? And that's just kind of their dynamic, and it's like why it's to me it's such an impactful ending. It's you don't expect it. You're like, this movie's so stupid, and especially as like a longtime fan, right?
Yeah,
like seeing it in a theater with a bunch of people, and like it was pretty packed with like fans of the show, which was great. But just the ending really hits, especially because you see because of how it's the 2008 footage and the current day stuff. It really emphasizes their friendship so well.
Yeah.
And it's a sweet ending. It's sweet.
I love the moment that like they're in the apartment and like Jay realizes that like he made a mistake and he says it to him. He's like, I think I made a mistake. And it's like, it's almost like a romantic scene in a way, like the way, it's so sweet.
It's really hard.
And then Matt immediately
just like
takes it the wrong way. Is like, fuck this, writes it on the whiteboard. And like, even that, I don't even know how he did the scene. Like, I'm guessing it was another guy under the hat.
Yeah, maybe it's just composition, maybe.
Yeah, and he stands over him and writes it, and he's like jumping on the
in the flashback. One of my favorite things is in the show, and especially in this film, every time they do a flashback, it's never the same take.
It's different.
It's like, it's never the same.
It's
worse.
Always worse.
Yeah. It's like in that scene, he's like, don't wake him up. Oh, and he just starts like kicking the cat.
Yeah, but that's kind of how memory works, right? Yeah, that's kind of how memory, like we misremember things so often, and they're colored differently. And the way that Matt like is presented in those flashbacks like is exactly how Jay sees him. Yeah, like that's exactly. In that moment, I mean. So yeah, that's kind of how like it's a little bit of a commentary on like how memories work, and it's really creative how our current psychology colors our memories in a way. Yeah. Now because I'm not going to let you get away with this time after last week. What did you think of the film?
That's for final thoughts, and we'll get to those when we get to them.
We've already emphasized the final thoughts.
I feel like you already know what I think about it. So whatever you think I feel, it's probably what I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're doing the same thing that you did.
No, I'm not.
Like,
I'm
28 years later, where you were agreeing. You're agreeing with everything we're saying.
You know what,
dude? Last week was the biggest.
Wait, are you secretly a contrarian this whole time?
Well, that's what happened last week.
There's some times where I could answer questions about the movie and this and that, whatever, and kind of navigate my way around certain topics without saying how I feel. And if I don't like a movie, I think it's funner and better content for me to just make it seem like I like the movie or I'm okay with it. And then at the very end, they're like, what do you think about it? And I just go, this movie was absolute dog shit. I didn't. And then JC just like,
no, it is a good. I do think it's a good running.
Yeah,
I was so mad. Because we're talking about 28 years later, the Bone
Sometimes
Temple.
I can't. Sometimes it's hard to do it.
He hated it, which I thought was
Well,
crazy. Yeah.
What did you think of like the 28 years later? Like,
You didn't watch
I
it?
didn't see the movie.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen 28
Fair enough.
weeks later,
enough.
and then this one.
Yeah.
You
I
just
like
haven't
this
watched the big one.
I like this movie a lot. Again, I didn't know if I was gonna be lost because I didn't see the show.
Yeah.
Work and time just kind of filled me up a little bit, so I couldn't watch the show. But again, I don't think I missed anything from it. Yeah, I like this movie a lot. I thought it was really funny. Like, again, there were two scenes. We haven't talked about the second one though. There were two scenes that genuinely just jaw dropped to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand what the fuck just happened. But yeah, the references to this movie, or to the references in this movie, not knowing who these two guys were, their comedy style, the stuff that they were doing. It's just a very fun, well-made movie. And I have to agree, the ending, it was very good, and I like the way that obviously they kind of set it up towards the very, very end, set it up where he's going to go back 2 days before to correct his better life, and then you realize he didn't. He went back and he fixed everything, and he goes back to the life that he should have, or the life that he was living originally at the beginning of the movie. And they get to the plan, and instead of trying to stop him to do a different plan, he goes, well, what if we leave earlier?
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good idea. Okay. And then he keeps riffing, and you can see him kind of just like, yeah. And I'm like,
it's so cute.
Yeah, it is.
My man. All right.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought that was a really good ending.
Yeah, me too. I was surprised at just the attention to detail for how the time travel works. Because you have so many movies that do time travel, and they all work in different ways. It seems to be that the way that this movie works specifically is when you go back in time and then you change something, and then you come back, you seem to replace the person. Like, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
There isn't a
if they run
famous
into
Jay
themselves
running around.
if they run into themselves in the past, then it's like, oh, why didn't they run into themselves in the future? And I think the implication is that they replace, inhabit. I don't know. I feel like Matt Johnson said in an interview that they had a scene where they explained it, but it just I don't know. I think it was just
it's because I was thinking about that too
throughout the movie.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too during the movie. And I'm like, man, I don't know how they're going to do this time travel thing, because time travel gets really crazy. It gets really convoluted real quick if you don't do it, adhere to certain rules. So I did think that they took the route of, you go back in time, you can run into yourselves or whatever, you can manipulate things. But once you go to the future, you're essentially creating a new timeline, a new future for yourself. That future becomes your present. I think that's what happened, which they did kind of trick you too when they went to, I think the future, the future, and then Matt wakes up and it's just him, and then you don't see that part where they eventually cut back to where Jay jumps out of the van and takes off. Yeah. So I was like, "Where's Jay at? Where's the real Jay going to be?" Yeah.
Because my question while I was watching was like, "Where's the real Jay?"
Right, I was thinking that too. Yeah.
Where's the changed Matt? Where's the changed Jay? But it seems like the way the time travel in this movie works is you replace, like, you become essentially like. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but like, I guess, but their memories don't change, which I think is interesting. No. Like, they go forward but then they're now the future person, and the other person kind of disappears. Like the one that was created.
I think it's a whole thing of like kind of like fixed matter where you can't occupy the same space. I think it's kind of like that, to where like you yourself cannot occupy the same timeline, so you kind of just place that person.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's consistent. Like
it is
Matt, the future Matt doesn't show up either. It's just himself, right? So I guess the question is, like, does that mean that Jay became famous and then somehow ended up in the time travel RV and then came back around now? Like, his past would have changed, right?
Or is the question, like, when he time traveled forward, did he just disappear from that point and suddenly he's in?
Yeah.
Again, look, I'm sure that's the thing with time travel. There's an infinite amount of fucking things that this could be about.
Yeah.
But I feel like this movie keeps it simple enough to the point where it's like, oh yeah, all right. You just don't even really need to think about it. Like, honestly,
exactly.
if Matt Johnson saw us debating this, he'd probably be like, just shut up. Who cares? Like,
I think that all that matters is that in universe they keep it consistent. Like, there's no inconsistencies, which, like, this is the rules that this movie plays by, and it does it. It's great.
This isn't a Marvel movie where we're tracking threats. We're just focusing on these two guys.
Yeah.
They tell their story and they're back in their timeline or whatever, and then now they're good.
This isn't Primer when there's like 400 of the same person running around and like it's gone back and back and back and back. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. It's really well done.
Yeah, well, I hope if they continue, like if they do another season or make another film, which would be awesome. I really hope they just don't acknowledge the fact that they've invented time travel. They just completely move on. They're just like they have invented time. Like Matt goes to stop, like essentially see 9/11 at a point in the film. He puts in September 11th, 2000. That's right.
But they've actually worked in like an explanation into
absolutely.
the movie.
Because it broke.
It's the last orbit. No, it's the last orbits. There's no more orbits on Earth. Like that's at least in this universe. There's no
exactly. But it's very funny that they know essentially how to do it.
Yeah.
If they get the van struck by lightning, I really hope that they continue it.
If they get the right orbits ingredients, but
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
They don't. They wouldn't though, right? Because Jay would be the only one that knows it.
Yeah.
Because Matt wouldn't know anymore.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Jay knows time travel. That's maybe he'll pull that up later.
So now I want to know if the CN Tower plan worked now.
Yeah.
Now that they went early, but
shut up a little earlier.
I'm kind of like, this feels like a swan song. I know you like, obviously you want more stuff from them, but to me, this feels like a swan song. And like Matt Johnson, I feel like is going to go places. Like I feel like he's going to do more like movies. And I don't know what Jay McCarroll's like up to at the moment. He's a great actor, by the way. He's really good in this,
and an amazing composer.
He does the music for this.
He does the music for this. He did the music for Blackberry as well, and the Blackberry has such an underrated soundtrack.
Which is hilarious because Nirvana is not a very good band at all. Or Nirvana the band is not a very good band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not Nirvana.
I don't think we've ever even actually seen them play as a band. They're just always doing
Well, we've seen them in their apartment, just like throwing songs together, and it's kind of like Always Sunny when they're
Anyway, so before we get to that, there's a scene I would love to talk about, which is actually two scenes. Once they travel back and Jay's famous, we get the montage of Jay being famous. Him on, doing like his GQ interview, taking off the thing, about to be slapped by Will Smith.
It's great.
Just great.
Amazing
Him
stuff.
on Ellen doing car karaoke. It's just funny. It's just like, it takes you so off guard.
Did they like James Corden? Obviously, like he also Anthony Fantano's in this.
Yeah,
movie.
Anthony Fantano.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he reviews his but I thought a little bit of a mistake is he reviews the song instead of the album. Anthony Fantano doesn't do like song review.
The song was so good.
That he did.
Yeah.
But like he has the album cover, so he'd be reviewing an album.
Well, maybe it's just an LP with one song. Who knows, man?
But, it had to fit. It had to fit.
We can't think about that. We can dissect the time travel and Anthony Fantano's character logic, but
Fantano fans,
you know what'd been funny if he has that. If he actually filmed that video and it's on his YouTube.
That would be pretty
funny. It's like an unlisted video or some shit.
I mean, we're not in that timeline, but it would be nice.
No.
Shit, you're right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Damn it.
Yeah, so there's the montage which leads to the scene in the tour bus.
Oh my god, that was the second scene where I
thought that's what you were talking about.
And they set it up. It's amazing.
It's such a dumb setup. It makes no sense. The tension is built so well because you just don't see it coming. You really have it's set up at the start and it's like, oh, that was just a stupid offhand joke. And then it comes back in the dumbest way possible and he just shoots him in the head.
Amazing.
I don't think I've ever gasped that loud in my life.
Such a pure impact.
Yeah, but it's great because it pushes the narrative forward. Like we weren't going to be wheel turning. No, he needs to get back and change this.
Yeah, because at that point he's sitting in the. It's a long extended sequence where he sits there with his thoughts.
But then
for a
it
second.
gives him a conflict. It's like, does he go back 2 days or does he go back?
Well, where is this going to go? Like, what's going to happen? How is Jay going to get back with Matt? And then they find the most insane reason, but as soon as you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, of course. He wants to go to Matt so he can get the time machine and fix his mistake. But Matt thinks he wants to do the plan. So it's just a great, relationship and like budding rivalry that kind of happens.
What's really good, like you said, Jacob McCall is a really good songwriter, really good like composer. He's also really good at making a song that would go popular, but is like not that great. at all. It's just like kind of artistically
Yeah.
vapid. Like he's really good at that too.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, goes back to the apartment. They start planning, and then we get the alphabet song, which is just so stupid and funny. Which Matt does his famous Bill Cosby impression. Is when he's like playing the drums and he's like, "You got your A, your B, your C."
Yeah. It's
like
good.
just out of nowhere, just a musical number that just that's what I love about that show and the film is just like the plot really builds up in the second half. First half is very improv and like jokey. You're like, oh, okay. Then you start getting really invested, and then they pull some shit like that where they remind you what kind of film this is. It's it's funny.
It's really good. What I was gonna say was like the final sequence when they're running around with the so they attack, like the final sequence is they go back. He goes back up to the CN Tower, like they're tripling down on the Back to the Future like ending. You know how he's on the clock tower and he has to plug it in. They do the same thing. He has to go up to the CN Tower. And was he actually on the CN Tower there as well, or not?
I feel like no.
Okay.
That was again building that as a set, and
but what about the internals? Like when they're climbing up? Is that just a set?
I feel like that could be a set. It could be like really good compositing. Like I'm not entirely sure. I haven't got my Blu-ray yet. Haven't watched the commentary.
Because the whole sequence, I was wondering, is there really like a wire hanging off the CN Tower, like coming down to the street?
I don't think so. It was definitely CGI.
That's insane.
Which they're great at. But it was really a great effect. Like super convincing.
I'm guessing they had like a crane. Because I'm wondering.
I think someone was walking behind them with like a stick.
But no, but there's people interacting with like just real people, like just walking around. They didn't seem to they seem to see the wire like up high.
He's
like
pulling on,
up.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like tricks they could have done. They could have just got like their attention to get like the reaction shots.
Yeah, my guess is a helicopter.
Maybe might be a bit.
My guess. Yeah,
I feel like it was just someone with a stick and then like a rope, and Matt was pulling it, and then they were just like yelling, running down the street, so everyone had to look at them.
I do love where they just find a random person and say, "Hey, can you watch this? Can you hold this for me?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And then they just stand there. It's really good. It's really good. And then the thing comes unplugged, because they couldn't hold it, right? Or they just left or something. Is that what happened? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think they went to get back in the RV and then it got undone. Like Matt didn't do it properly, so he had to go fix it, climb back up.
I think the one thing we haven't talked enough about is the fact that so much of this is like the stuff that they shoot is just like random people. Like the extras are just
definitely.
Like this scene in particular is hilarious. This guy is like, they're talking to him. He's like, yeah, we just need something to cut like a skydiving cord or whatever they call it, a bungee cord. And he's like, no, you shouldn't do that. And they're like, yeah, but just like hypothetically, if we did, like, and he's like, I guess it'll do it. Listen, I'm a libertarian.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but
I'm a libertarian. You can do whatever you want, but I would not suggest doing that. Like, he's just such a chill guy. I don't know. I love when you just see real people and just kind of, I don't know. I think it kind of encapsulates, how, I don't know how to explain it, but like how unique people are. And
yeah, I would have to agree. One of my favorite things about this film is how it essentially pulls this entire Back to the Future adventure and puts it on the streets of Toronto. And it feels like, because you get super invested and then you have scenes of just normal people going about their day, looking into these hijinks of these people that are in this whole movie with time travel. And these are real people just going about their day, like heading to work. And they're like, what the hell are they doing? And especially you see such a human side. It's not like just like dialogue of just like, oh, hi, how are you? I am good. Yes. It's like, it's very realistic and very Canadian. So
it's
feels lived in, makes Toronto feel like very lived in.
It's Nathan Fielder coded in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
There's there's that girl that's sitting like studying like on the thing.
Love that scene.
Yeah, like he runs up to her and he does like this is in the opening sequence and he says, "Hey, we're doing this thing. Like I'm Matt Johnson. We're Nirvana the band." He introduces himself. And then he sees her again later, like in the final sequence. So I'm guessing that they shot them back to back and she was just there for both of them.
Well, no, the first time he sees her, he doesn't introduce himself at all. He goes, "Hey, is this the line to get into the tower?" And she goes, "Yeah, I think so." And he's like, "Oh, where are you from?" And she's like, "From Brazil, whatever." He's like, "Welcome to Toronto." "Yeah, we're gonna jump off that." That's it. He doesn't explain. She's like, "Okay." Yeah, and then he sees her again later. And he goes, "Hey, you still here? Oh, we haven't met yet." "Oh, okay." And she's like, "What?"
And she's so confused. Yeah. She's like, but it's a genuine reaction.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, yeah, it's
that's fantastic. So creative. Just shooting it out of order and testament.
What
to
about the guy that was yelling about? Was that a real guy?
Marquis, whatever.
Yeah, the Marquis. He's talking about because he
pointed at Jane. He's like, "Oh, look at that superstar Hollywood."
That guy. I have no idea.
I'm gonna guess that was a real guy, but I can't remember if he says I feel like Jay's
it's one
name
of those.
Or not.
It's one of those things where like it's probably just like a really lucky interaction they had.
Yeah,
and then they built the scene around it. You know, like a guy going, "These are all Jay." You know, it's just it can be clever editing. Like they're just so good at stuff like that. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it kind of time wouldn't have any idea, but their dynamic, it reminds me a lot of Hamish and Andy, like a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
You know, like when they're
very
interacting
goofball.
with people. Yeah. I kind of wish that Hamish and Andy did more like narrative stuff. Because a lot of their stuff is, you know, interacting with people, like on the street, doing all of their gap year stuff. I guess obviously they're not big writers, I guess, but no, like that kind of stuff just it reminds me of that stuff, and it's it's always good. It's always good, and also kind of like the Jackass stuff as well, where the like the bad grandpa stuff,
the Borat-esque, like
Borat, so that's kind of why this movie's pretty spectacular, is that not just is it a great narrative, not just does it have incredible like comp work and all of the they make a narrative out of it, but also just they do it in public, like with people, and they involve real people in it as well. Like all of it is just it's masterful. I don't know how else to explain it.
Especially the Canadian type, the libertarian guy. Mentioning that you shouldn't cut through wire because you'll get electrocuted, and that comes back in the final scene in the third act where Matt uses
electrocuted.
And it's insane because you completely forget about that scene, and then they flash back to it, and you're like, this random dude essentially saves the day.
That's amazing.
They really involve the people. Like it's not just we're gonna prank some people and ruin their day. It's like we're gonna be the jokes, and we're gonna essentially let these people in on our film. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is. It's a testament to creativity and filmmaking, and just
You love that word, Joey. I will say you love that word, testament. That's your favorite.
It's just it's when you're talking about films. It's hard to think of words.
The testament.
That's so testament.
There's that scene where they, you know, the dynamic I guess would be Jay's a straight guy and then Matt's a funny guy. And there's a scene where they flip the dynamic, and I think it worked really well. And it's when they go back to their new timeline where Jay's a star and Matt goes to the apartment, and there was a band that was waiting outside to play the Rivoli earlier in the movie, and now they're like his friends in that timeline.
Yeah,
and they're like part of the band, and then they're like,
cover band.
We have a plan. They're trying to get tickets. So it's not explained. It's like slow played. They're trying to get tickets to a concert. They're like, well, the only way you can get ticket is by getting priority access to the. No, it's by using having a credit card. And this one of the guys' grandma has a credit card, but they have to convince the grandma that they're the Chinese, just so they can get access to the credit card.
And they have to explain their family history. Like his mom's Chinese. I'm white. It's like.
So Chinese. That's the dad's white, and I was like, all right. He goes, and then there was a guy. He's like the whitest guy. And he's like, both of his parents are Chinese. And he's like, Matt is now playing Jay's character, and he's just like, what? He's like so confused. He's like trying to process all of it. And he's like, we're getting show whatever like that. And then like, well, we're a band, and it's like, okay. It's like, yeah, we're a cover band. He goes, a cover band for who? And that's when they reveal everything is just about Jay, which just I think sends him over the edge. He's like, oh,
he's a drummer in a Jay cover band.
But that whole scene with the whole Chinese thing, and then it pays off later when they show up, and they're like, it worked. We're going to the show. That was so stupid. I loved it.
It's fantastic.
That's great.
Oh boy.
God damn it.
Yeah. Do you want to get his final thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, I was excited for this movie, and I think it paid off. basically, like, the show is a lot simpler than this movie. Obviously, when you make you're gonna make a movie like this, it's, you know, you gotta go bigger, gotta go grander, but they do it in a way where it really feeds into the themes of the original show. Obviously they're big Back to the Future fans, but no, it completely makes sense why they went this direction, and just like the kind of technical stuff that they had to do to make this work is phenomenal, and just like jaw on the floor. So yeah, this is a masterwork, to be honest, and I hope Matt Johnson keeps cooking. It's really good. I'm gonna give it like a 90 out of 100. I think it's great.
Ooh, cute.
Yeah. So who wants
Got
to
you,
go
JC. I didn't like this movie. Oh, it's pretty dumb. No,
Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna reiterate. I didn't know anything about this movie. I don't think I even thought of like. I knew it's a comedy, but I don't think I thought of like, oh, what kind of comedy could it be? I just watched it. Expectations super low because I don't know what to think. Whatever. Hilarious movie. All the bits hit. There's no reference that went over my head. Yeah, just a fun movie to watch. I love Matt and Jay. Their characters are so good. You can see the friendship. Everything just felt natural too. Was all this movie improv too?
Majority of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a masterclass in improv. It was so good. Their reactions were funny. I forgot to bring this up. The line about Gwen Stefani makes no sense, and it's not a real thing. But the way he looks just dead into the camera and says, like, "Yeah, look at it." No doubt before Gwen Stefani, look it up. I looked it up. It's not real. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
But while I was watching the movie, I was thinking, like, wait, I like Gwen Stefani. What?
I looked it up, and it said that he made the reference in the movie, and he's like, he thought it was a thing, but I think he misheard it with a different band, but he just thought it was such a funny line, he kept it in the movie. Well, yeah, it's funny, it's hilarious, but the way he just, yeah. The little bits they have with the era specific video camera fucking got me so good. I just love stuff like that. Like this felt like similar. I don't want to say similar, but it's like in the realm of like the Arrested Development, like deadpan type comedy. Yeah, that I absolutely love Arrested Development. So like this was in that realm, and I loved it. It's such a fun movie to watch. It's so good. I love these characters. I want to watch the show now. But yeah, it's good. I'm gonna give it also a 90.
Nice. We're going to get a 90 clean sweep here. Joseph's going to give it 100.
I mean, look, I have to first aside in my bias of I am a massive fan of Matt Johnson, and this show, you know, I've shown it to so many people. I love it. It brought like so much joy into my life, and the wait for this movie was so long. But yeah, it was just so surreal finally seeing it in a theater. So if I had to give it like, you know, no bias score, I'd give it a 90, right? But for me, it was like an incredible experience. Like it was an 100 experience for me.
Let's give it the 100.
I'll give it the 100, but yeah, I think brilliant film. Brilliant.
Really good. Well, you know, Community fans are still waiting. So
yeah, true. Where the hell is that?
So we're still stung. Still stung. Come on, Dan.
Well, we still have Chase.
But no, there was something I wanted to mention. I forgot it. It's all good. But no, this has been, I'm glad, like I watched this by myself. Pretty early in the morning. I want to watch it again, like show my friends, show my family and stuff. So good pick. And I've been wanting to watch it anyway, so I'm glad you picked it. So what have you guys been up to media wise? What have you guys been watching? Time, consuming, reading, anything, video games?
Have I been playing a video game? No, I guess not. I've been doing the same stuff, baseball, basketball playoffs. I do want to bring this up. I don't know why. I had my hopes up. I don't know why. The new trailer for Resident Evil came out. It was Zach Krieger. Massively disappointing. Massively disappointing.
Damn.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was great.
Disappointed? I haven't seen. I'm not going to watch the trailers. I want to like go in blind. But what did you?
Doesn't if it didn't have the word Resident Evil on it, you would know it's a Resident Evil movie.
I think 100%.
It looks like a generic zombie movie.
I don't agree at all. The big fat guy in the sewer, that's so Resident Evil.
That's not Resident Evil.
That's so Resident. There's literally characters in Resident Evil 8 that are like that. Like it's so Resident Evil. You're crazy. You're insane.
Not crazy. I don't know. I hope it's good.
Fair enough.
I really do.
Yeah, I do as well. I'm an enormous horror fan.
The leaks that I read, it looks like they're all true, so that's kind of annoying. But
I mean, I'm excited because of Zach Krieger. I think he's a great filmmaker.
I'll watch it for sure. But yeah,
like I hope so. It can't be any worse than that Silent Hill movie that came out. Jesus Christ, you should do an episode on that. One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I've only seen the first one. Is this like the third one or the second one that came out?
This is the second movie.
Noon. Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, no,
No,
there is a
third.
second movie. I completely. It's
It's
so
three,
bad.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, there is
Revelation.
three. I forgot
Yeah.
about Revelation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
ED.
Revelation is so
That is yeah. No, never
atrocious.
mind.
It's-
That movie's worse.
Yeah, I've
but
only
this
seen
new
the
one
first
sucks.
one. So the second
First
one
one's
is worse than
amazing.
the new one came out.
First one I really like. Second one is
Mhm.
awful. This new
Okay.
one, Return to Silent Hill, is
The new one's
awful.
Return. Okay.
Worse.
I haven't seen the
Like
first one in
yours.
a while.
I would go so far as to say that the first Silent Hill movie, even for people that like the movie, is still underrated. Like, I think it's better than people who like the movie.
Yeah, it's
I think it's better
definitely
than that.
underrated. It has a lot of problems.
I
Like,
don't think it has a lot of problems.
I feel like it does though. Like there are things about it that I love. Like I think the visual effects, like the monster adapting them from the games to the films. I think they were great. Pyramid Head shouldn't be there, but other than that,
he's iconic, so he has to be
he's
in the
iconic.
movie.
But he's not. It doesn't make sense for him to be there
Yeah,
because he's
It was
attached to James. He's not attached to. But
JC doesn't care
whatever.
about the stuff.
that's
No,
that's
no,
see
I don't-
that's
I don't care
accurate
about-
to
I
the
don't care
that's
about
the
lore shit.
law. If we're talking
I don't
about
give a
like
shit about
He doesn't
lore.
care about lore shit.
look,
No, I
Pyramid
just
Head's
want a
cool.
good movie.
Fair
just
enough.
want
I mean,
a
I
good
guess
movie.
that's why you weren't a fan of the Resident Evil trailer because it doesn't really sound like it's adapting anything.
Yeah. Which
I think it
wasn't
looked
going
good.
to.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a story set in the universe if it's interesting and it feels like the Resident Evil universe. If it
Mhm.
doesn't, if it's just kind of a generic zombie movie, I'll be disappointed. But if it feels like very Resident Evil, I'll be happy.
I guess like where I come from with the Resident Evil movie is like we're okay with a new Resident Evil game coming out and it being completely different to previous games, like the new Resident Evil Requiem. But if a movie comes out as not exactly like the
It's not
games,
different. No,
then
no,
it's a
that's a
problem.
terrible example. That's a terrible example.
What?
Yeah, that was not
What?
the best
Resident
example.
Evil Requiem was very much like all the Resident Evil. All the other
Yeah.
ones.
No,
It was
that's
just
not
a,
what I'm saying.
like,
No.
combination
I'm,
of seven.
what I'm saying.
Seven,
What I'm,
seven would be the one.
Go with seven.
Seven
That's
would be the
probably
one.
the best.
Seven, yeah.
okay, seven.
If you're gonna make
fine.
an example,
No,
use seven. Use seven.
No. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't mean like aesthetically. I mean people want them to tell the Resident Evil story, right? They want
Right.
them to tell Resident Evil 2, 3, 4 in movies, right? That's what you
Yeah.
want, time, yeah? So
Yeah, I want to see the characters that I like in the movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would love to see a universe with those characters as
Yeah,
opposed to with
So-
other people.
but then why, like, a new Resident Evil game comes out? Why aren't you mad that it's, like,
No,
it's
I
not the same
understand what you're
story?
saying, but your argument should be for seven because in seven was entirely new characters.
And I will say, if a new
Yeah.
Resident Evil game comes out and it's different characters, that's okay because it's like Resident Evil 9 or whatever.
It's made
right?
by the people
We've
who make
already
Resident
had
Evil.
that, and it's in
Okay,
the same
okay,
story.
fine.
It's following along. But this film is not going to be set in the universe of the games. It's going to be its own thing. It's going to be a lot of people's introduction to Resident Evil. And I
Mhm.
feel like characters from the original Resident Evil trilogy are really underutilized and underwritten in terms of like what the perception people
films?
have of them. Especially with the
Yeah.
remakes, they kind of do them a little bit dirty. But I want a film series adapting them so people can understand their dynamics better. And like my favorite things about like Wesker and Jill, and I just wish they like just do a fucking mansion horror movie. It's not hard.
Yeah,
That'd be
They
awesome.
tried. Welcome to Raccoon City. They tried.
Yeah, but they didn't try because they tried to do Resident Evil 2 as well. They did 2 games. They
In
did
one
the
go,
mansion
yeah.
and the RPG.
Police department.
There's this
Yeah.
thing that I don't understand. Comic book movies do this too, like really bad. Where I think it's because it's such like the movie division and the games or comic division are so segregated that like they should be working together. Like if you see a movie, it should make you want to go play the games. If you play the games, you should want to go see the movies and the comic books, whatever. There's so many times where you go see a comic book movie and you're like, well, that's a cool character, and then you go to read the book and that character either doesn't
different.
exist or he's just completely different. Like I think when one of the Thor movies came out, they're like, oh, cool, I'm gonna go see Thor, and you go read comics. Thor is not Thor in the movies. It was Jane Foster. She was Thor at the time, so it's confusing. So you're like, I don't want to read old comics. I want to read current Thor, but it's Jane Foster. That's not Thor, you know. And like you'll have like, oh, I saw Miles Morales movie, the Spider-Verse movies, or the Spider-Verse movie. Those are good. Let me go read the comics. You have to read 50 different books where he's tied into that. He doesn't have a solo series, you know. And it's like they should be working together.
I guess my issue with that is it kind of locks people in a box though when they're making a movie, or it locks people in a box when they're making the comic, because then they kind of have to, you know, everything then has to be like within a box, and I feel like that kind of stifles a bit creativity a little bit.
Like Resident Evil 2. There's kind of like the story wise, there's a gap between Resident Evil 2 and then Resident Evil 4 with Leon. Leon doesn't go straight from 2 to 4. So couldn't you just tell a story between something else happens to him in that time frame? So you still have Leon, you know, and it's like he's
Absolutely
familiar
you could,
things and that, whatever. But completing a whole new story, and it's just I want to see Leon, I want to see Claire, I want to see Chris. Yeah. These new characters, I don't know who they are, and then if I like them, they're boxed into that movie. I can't see them in any. I can't feel them in anything else.
Yeah,
they're boxed in the movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if it's the first movie in like I don't even know if they would do a Resident Evil universe, right? Because you say the word universe, you think of the MCU, and you're like, oh fuck. Yeah. No, I would just like a series of films adapting the story of the games. I don't mind side stories. I don't mind, this takes place somewhere else. It's different characters. That's all good. But I really need it to tie into the universe because at some point I'm just watching a horror movie that happens to be called
I think the issue is like getting super talented people who will do that for you is really difficult, I think.
I mean, I suppose, like, look at what James Gunn's doing with the new DCU, right? Like, the Clayface trailer came out, and that looks really interesting. And you look at that and Superman, you're like, that's the same universe?
Well, I think James Gunn is a lightning in a bottle. Like, he's a
fantastic.
I think they've really struck gold with him, but, like, he's not a common commodity. Like,
no,
I feel
he has a deep understanding and knowledge of comic books and the whole universes and all of this. Like, he's a big fan.
Yeah, and like you look on his like Instagram page and the amount of like he is always posting like cells from different comics and from all over the years. Like he clearly like understands it all.
Yeah, always at the end of like the trailers for the new films, they're like, read the comic this is based off. It's like, oh, cool.
I'm more excited for like Supergirl and Clayface than I am for Avengers Endgame.
Oh,
and it's not even close.
I'm not even excited for what is it, Doomsday?
Doomsday, Doomsday, not Endgame.
Yeah, that's how much it's like. All right, cool. You got Robert Downey Jr. in there. Nice.
Yeah.
There's a couple things. One, I don't think Clayface exists in like the main DC universe. Just like I think he's Robert.
I think James said that he was in the DC.
He was.
No, it is DC universe. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's modeled after a couple of animated series.
Yeah, I heard
episodes,
about that.
Which is
written
fantastic.
by Mike Flanagan.
Yeah,
written by Mike Flanagan. Boy. I wish he directed
baby.
it.
Still,
James Watkins is a good director. He's solid.
But also a silver lining to the Resident Evil movie. Zach Krieger did say it takes place in Raccoon City during the events of Resident Evil 2. Yeah. So we'll see.
Like I would love to see those characters.
Yeah.
I just think he's a really good writer, so it should be solid. But
and again, I would love a great Resident Evil film. But
I mean, it could still be a good movie, just not a good Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, like if I'm going to the Resident Evil movie, I kind of want to see Resident Evil. Like if it's just a bunch of new characters, a new setting, and they're like, look at this, if we put this herb and this herb together, we can get health. And then that's it. Like, what are we, Spiral from the Book of Saw? What are we, unconnected, it sucks dick?
Oh my god. The finale, we won't even get into the finale of that movie. But no, I think my brain just works differently because when you say like Resident Evil a good Resident Evil movie and good movie, to me, they're the same thing. Like if it's a good movie, it's a good movie, then it's a good Resident Evil movie.
Like, it's, like, what's stopping them from changing the title of this and taking it out of the Resident Evil universe?
Right.
Like, I'm a fan of Resident Evil. And you see so many movies like, oh, we're making this for the fans. And then they're just not. And I agree. You don't want to spend your entire career just being like, oh, we have to please the fans. We can't be creative. We have to be locked into a box. But it's
a middle ground. It's a balancing act.
Yeah, there's a balance to it. And Zach Krieger is a great director and writer. And I'm really excited because I love what he's done. But at the same time, I really would have loved to see a Resident Evil movie with these characters and have them developed and have other people introduced to them. Because at the moment, they're still just sitting in Ember doing nothing.
I feel like at time, though, he's not, like, you're not, I'm saying he, like you're not on the podcast. You're not... You're not like as crazy about Zach Krieger because you weren't a big fan of Weapons. Am I correct?
I didn't really. I like his work on The Whitest Kids. I think is hilarious. I haven't seen Barbarian. That. Right? Is that the movie he did?
Barbarian's great as well. Yeah.
Weapons had some cool parts to it, but I just wasn't like a huge fan of it. Like I think a lot of movies now, I think it's been like this for a while, is a lot of movies that come out that are like just solid or like really good are just hyped up to the moon. Like this is the next best thing. So I'm like, oh my God, everyone's talking about Weapons, these creepy kids. This is like the scariest movie of the year. And I watch it, I'm like, this movie's not scary. It's fine. You know?
Yeah. I suppose I went in and didn't have expectations like that. I was just,
No, I was going to say is like what I like about like Zach Krieger is like he's very clearly got a distinct like storytelling voice. Like the way that he tells a story, like he feeds you information and then resets, and then feeds you more information and then reset. Like that, the Barbarian kind of has the same structure as Weapons, and I like it. It's very unique. Like I don't see a lot. Like it's not a very common way to make movies. It's kind of like the Pulp Fiction thing, sort of, which isn't done a lot, I don't think. And the fact that he's applying it to horror movies, I think, is really interesting. And his characters are just really well fleshed out, I find.
Well, that's why I'd like him to do the characters I like.
Right.
Maybe I'd like him to flesh out my goat, Claire, and Jill.
He's obviously written his own.
These could be iconic horror characters. They could be like, these are some top tier Final Girls type shit, bro. If you end a movie with Jill Valentine covered in blood, smoking a cigarette, just being like, fuck, cinema.
I think it's better. It's better than having a director that hates Jill Valentine, like Paul W.S. Anderson. But is it better to stand that character?
But is it better to hate or to have complete apathy and not even adapt it? Who knows? Where's the passion for that characters?
I was pretty mad watching Resident Evil 2. Or not Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil, what's the second one called? Apocalypse?
You're talking about the like Paul W.S. Anderson.
Paul W.S. Anderson ones. Yeah,
I don't know what it was called.
They had Jill Valentine in the second one, and
and it was awful.
Like they take every single moment they can to make her seem worse than Alice.
And they did that in Welcome to Raccoon City with Leon. They made him look like an absolute bozo. He was so incompetent.
I heard that. Yeah,
no, he was not Leon Kennedy in the slightest.
Yeah. Well,
wow,
that's good. I watched a movie called Time Crimes recently.
Time Crimes.
Time Crimes. It's a Spanish time travel movie. It was recommended to me by my media studies teacher in like 7th grade, and I never got around to watching it.
Right.
But like basically I gave him a bunch of films that I liked, and he's like, you'd like this film. And now watching it now, I'm like, yeah, he was 100% right. This is exactly my kind of film. Yeah. So it's a Spanish time travel film. It's really good. It follows kind of the time travel rules that Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban follows, where things that have already happened, like they basically you see everything happen first, and then when you go back in time, those things have to happen, like after you go back in time. So you can't change the past, essentially. Like you see everything happen.
There are hard points set in time, yeah.
That's right, yeah. So like in Prisoner of Azkaban, like the jar gets broken by a little like shell, and then later on Hermione throws it, and then that's how that happened. There's also the like Harry sees someone use the Expecto Patronum, and he thinks it's his dad, but because it happened, he does it himself, and he's like, this has to happen, so I do it,
right,
and then it works. That's kind of the rules that this movie plays by.
Yeah, no, it's got really good reviews. I'd definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's really good, really good. I wish I'd watched it sooner, to be honest. But no,
I'll definitely
it's fantastic. And I don't want to spoil it, but the I don't know if you've seen the poster, but the guy with the pink bandage and the trench coat, that is a Halloween costume. Like such an easy Halloween costume at some point. Yeah, really good, just really iconic.
Yeah,
that's something about time travel I like too. And when they take that route, where you can go back and you can try to change things, but something is always going to, the timeline is going to course correct itself. It's like, I went back and I got rid of the kid that was going to grow up to be Hitler, and it's like, and you go back and you're like, what happened? It's like, I mean, he's still around.
Hitler.
You just someone else became.
Hitler is
literally someone else. Yeah, it's like it's always going to happen.
Yeah. But in this instant, like that doesn't even happen. Like the events are all like everything. Like you don't change. Like someone else doesn't become Hitler. Like Hitler's just still alive. Because you like something stops you from killing him. Basically.
Oh right.
If you saw him alive before, then you saw him alive. Like it's not going to work. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what this movie, like the rules that this movie plays by.
Right.
So like all the walkie-talkie, like everything that they speak on the walkie-talkie, it has to happen in the next iteration and the further one.
Oh,
and it's cool because then you can go, so that's what that was. It's like it's really like the internal logic is really
I check that out.
I'll definitely watch it.
It's really
100%.
good.
Sounds really interesting.
And the main guy does a really good job.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you been watching anything, reading anything, Joseph?
Not proud of it, but I've been watching the new season of Euphoria. I hate Sam Levinson, but I want to see it.
Is it a hate watch?
It is a hate watch. It is a hate watch.
Yeah.
And I do genuinely love the cinematography and some of the performances from the characters. So I'm like invested, but I still hate Sam Levinson. He can go fuck himself.
Is season 3 worse than The Idol or not?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
No,
okay.
The Idol is just not even worth it. Like season 3 has some good stuff in it. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I haven't heard good things about it, but
yeah, I mean, like,
watched
yeah, it's not
Euphoria,
high
so.
art, and it's got all the same problems. It's completely misogynistic and disgusting. But
I don't hate Sam Levinson as much as I hate Ryan Murphy. But
yeah, I mean, I don't really compare Hitler's.
Eli Roth as well. Can't stand him. God, and he ruined Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't even.
Oh, don't remind me of Borderlands.
Didn't even try. But yeah, so. Yeah, what are we doing tomorrow? We've got Dark BMX
tomorrow.
Yeah, he's coming on.
BMX.
Yeah,
yeah, that guy's awesome.
He's
that guy?
Yeah, I know that guy.
Okay,
that guy's amazing at Call of Duty Zombies.
I'm sorry, you know him. That's crazy.
He's amazing at Call of Duty. He's better than me at Call of Duty Zombies. I'll say that.
That's not a high bar.
Excuse me. He's coming on tomorrow. He's still on a boat, and he says he might be. He says it might be either 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. for him. So he's gonna be very sleepy, but he's gonna be there.
Good.
We are talking about Zootopia.
Why would he do this to himself?
You would make him wake up at 1 a.m. to talk about Zootopia?
Zootopia.
I fucking
have no idea.
It's his choice.
Listen. Like, he
Who the hell
keeps
does
saying,
that to a person?
I do not get him. At a point, I feel like he was like, okay, I just need to lean into this. So the lore, I'll just explain the lore, Joey. For Dark BMX and Zootopia is he did on his stream he did a tier list of animated characters, animated female characters. Was it only animals or was it just animated women? I think it was just animals.
I think it was animals, yeah.
He put Judy Hopps in S tier, and
that's great content.
It has followed him throughout his entire Twitch career.
Yeah, look, that's extremely funny. I mean, Judy Hopps is S tier, but that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
But it's funny
because that story, his then girlfriend flipped the fuck out
and lost it. Yeah, but no, good. And he keeps denying now. Like, even though he did it, he keeps denying, going, "No, I don't love Judy."
On his channel of Judy Hopps.
Judy Hopps. So he's playing both sides. He's trying to be like, I don't love Judy Hopps, but then he'll do Zootopia, and then he'll have an emote of Judy Hopps. Like, he's
been like order him a plushie of Judy Hopps.
He's never gonna avoid the allegations. He just straight on now.
Yeah.
Don't let him get a rabbit.
No.
Names it Judy. Oh no.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. But no, this has been fun, guys. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and then in a week's time, we're doing the other movie that someone picked. I can't remember. Joey's like, look, like he knows. He's like,
what movie was it?
What was it? I'm a member of this podcast.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
What was
I'm a co-host. I'm in the group chats.
It was.
Yeah, what was it? It's right here. I know it's right here.
Speed
it's on
Racer.
The tip of my tongue. That'll be one day. I got it here. No Other Choice. That was your pick.
That was mine. I forgot that was mine.
That was yours. Yes.
That was mine. God damn it! I forgot.
Doing the new Park Chan-wook.
Yeah, still yet to see that.
Me too. I'm glad he picked it.
I'm definitely be watching that.
Well, if you want to watch it, you want to jump on in.
God,
come on down.
If I'm free, I would.
So this has been fun, guys.
Yes, good fun.
I love you guys. You're the best.
Stop it.
I can't wait.
Hope you're enjoying your vacation.
I can't wait till I'm back in Melbourne and I can see you again. Give you a big kiss, Joey.
Likewise. Oh,
sorry. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't talking.
He left.
Yeah, sorry.
He left. He's out.
Sorry, I gotta go.
But no, this has been fun. I'm actually moving to Toronto.
Damn.
Hey guys.
Also, there'll be a new episode of Now There Are Two of Them coming out on Monday. That's been fun. That's my new show. We're talking about Star Wars.
Please subscribe, watch. Yes.
Have a good one, everyone.